A 2022 McKinsey report forecast that Africa's financial services market could expand at an annual rate of approximately 10%, potentially reaching around $230 billion in revenues by 2025. Notably, Nigeria's fintech sector accounts for about one-third of the continent's overall fintech market. With over 200 fintech startups, Nigeria has become a beacon for innovation, leveraging technology to provide accessible and affordable financial solutions. Mobile money platforms, digital banking services, and blockchain technology are rapidly gaining traction, addressing the needs of a largely unbanked population. As digital innovation continues to reshape Africa's financial landscape, Nigeria stands at the forefront of this transformation. By embracing technology and fostering an inclusive financial ecosystem, the country is not only improving access to financial services, but also paving the way for sustainable economic growth. Joining us right now is Emetarom, CEO of Core, Africa's leading banking as a service platform, or BaaS, to discuss the transformation of Africa's financial landscape through digital innovation. Emeka, it's good to have you with us.
Thank you, Nii.
All right, let's delve into financial innovation and African banking. How would you describe this scenario and how crucial is it for Africa's growth?
So Africa has a lot of challenges, right? The infrastructural challenges. You have the literacy problem, right? You have massive financial exclusion, right? Funny enough, Nigeria is ahead of many of the other African countries. So it's not very obvious. It's bad here, but you go to other countries and you find out that there's just, the gap is wide. I was in Marrakesh last year and they performed their first instant funds transfer transaction in April of 2023. And that's Morocco. Yeah. You know, if you go to other African countries, they just transfers are like, takes 2 days, 3 days and stuff, right? So there's a lot of challenges. What we're able to do on the continent and what innovation helps with is that it helps with applying technology to solve the Africa-specific problems. Okay. You have, for instance, network connectivity. How do you ensure you can include customers? You have providers that have like offline systems that allow you to remotely onboard customers. And then that remote onboarding also helps with ensuring that those customers can be included without the typical cost of, you know, banking infrastructure, branches. Our purchasing power is low, our GDP per capita is low, and so there's a limit to how far banks can go, like deep into the rural areas to kind of include these customers, which is why there's this exclusion that we're having to contend with now. So technology like that and innovations like that help us walk around these systems. Now, you know that there's a direct correlation between access to finance and economic prosperity. True. For countries. That's why guys like EFINA have been driving financial inclusion, just almost open accounts, acquire customers, because they know that once a customer gets included, then you start to transact, you know, you start to save, you start to invest, you start to build like a financial history that allows you to gain access to credit. Access to credit now allows them to improve their life conditions so they can invest in themselves, education, you know, goods and services. Once they get better educated, they are now employable, they can now earn. Once they can earn, the purchasing power goes up, and just it has this kind of upward spiral effect on economies.
Very good. So in adopting core digital banking solutions, what are the challenges for African banks, you think? I think in part of what you just said, you know, you just explained to them, but you can expand on it.
Yes, I mean, infrastructure is one. Technology helps us solve that. One major problem that they have is cost. Before, you know, the advent of companies like Core providing technology, banks were like restricted to using European solutions or Western solutions. Those things are extremely expensive, one. Two, they're not built for this environment, right? So when you install them, then they don't work very well. You have to customize. The cost of customization is very high. And the time it takes, you could get to a provider and say, look, I just want to have this little dot move from this page to this page. And they say, okay, we'll give you a bill for the customization, and then you have to wait 6 months, 12 months for that, and so the turnaround time is just terrible, added to the cost. It's a major challenge.
Very good indeed. So, in adopting homegrown solutions to that, what do you think are the alternatives here?
So there's a couple of alternatives. I mean, core is one. As a bank, as a service provider, what we are trying to do is to solve the problem holistically, right? So beyond providing a core digital banking system, we have seen that it's important to deliver everything a financial institution, a digital bank, needs to be digital, right? So you get like self-service channels, your card issuance, your merchant services, agent banking, loan origination, like the bulk of the things that financial institutions need to run efficiently. And it's important because outside of that, financial institutions will need to acquire these solutions as single standalone systems.
Yep.
Managing them is chaotic. The change management process is crazy. If you're going to have software engineers in-house, then you now have to manage IT governance and then change management. These things that companies like ourselves are very, very experienced at, and that, quite frankly, banks shouldn't be bothering themselves with. They should innovate on the product side, customer acquisition, and sell. But that's what they should do. So we are positioning ourselves so that we can take that entire stress away from financial institutions. You get in, almost like similar to what you have with houses, where you can pay for a crib and then you come in, it's furnished, everything you need is there, you don't need to start knocking things up and down. So that's how we're looking at it.
All right. In view of what you just said, let's have some examples of successful implementations of core digital banking solutions in Africa, and of course the impact on the local economies as well.
Yeah, so I remember, well, I'll start with home here. In 2012, we implemented a digital core banking system for Diamond Bank to sit alongside something they were using for their core customers. They wanted something to allow them to achieve financial inclusion. They couldn't go with their existing provider because those guys were not nimble enough. So they came to us and said, what can you guys do for us? How can we use your systems? We gave them a digital core. We provided them with direct sales agent, mobile banking front end that today, Diamond Bank, Access now, uses to drive their Access Better product. They go into the field, the markets, customers that could never have walked into the banking hall are able to open accounts remotely, get cards issued instantly. They use mobile USSD-based banking and stuff like that. And they've acquired over 1 million, getting close to 2 million customers today. What you see is the trajectory is that even though when they started out, many of those customers seemed like, okay, these are the excluded. Let's go into the markets, pepper sellers, tomato sellers. You start to see that those guys, their businesses have grown and grown, and now people have balances in the millions and tens of millions and doing transactions, and still not wanting to go into the banking hall, either because it's like too far away to get to or because it's just not convenient. So the tech allows them to, access those customers and make it convenient. There are a couple of others. We rolled out with one of the biggest banks in the Gambia is on our platform.
Okay.
We've given them the similar solution. They're issuing cards for the first time to their customers. They're processing transactions. So what we do is when we go into a new market, we integrate into the payment systems ecosystem, right? And so these guys are now allowing their customers requests for loans and processing it automatically through our system. And that has been huge. I see profits growing in leaps and bounds every year.
So it was a smart move on the part of the banks enabling your systems regarding that. So let's talk about the issue of trust and security. How can banks in Africa adopt technology and maintain patronage for business? Whether we like it or not, the issue of cybercrimes has gained traction for some time now. And so in that scenario, how do you navigate?
So that's another thing I was talking about. We are experts. Banks don't have a lot of this expertise. So if you're able to partner with an entity like Core, then we can abstract those things from you. We have best-in-class security. We are PCI DSS certified. We are ISO 27001 and all certified. You have BCMS, all the things a bank can need, right? So you don't need to staff up and start managing talent. There's a major issue with JAPA, as you are aware, right? So being able to concentrate your resources and outsource that piece in a way helps to ensure that you have like 100% security from the experts that manage those systems. Yes, we host, over 500 fintechs and financial institutions on our platform, and we've not had a single incident. Of course, you'll be aware, rumors here and there, banks from time to time, something happens, they keep hit and hit and hit after hit. Why? Because they are not designed to deliver those kind of services. So having the courage to work with an indigenous partner and the foresight to know that you can put your systems in their hands and they are completely secure, and then you focus on driving growth and innovation is the way the banks need to go.
Yeah, very good. So can you describe specific tech advancements that are driving evolution of digital banking on the continent? And can you also give us, some examples of what your company's role is in this drive, as it were?
Sure. First of all, if you go back a bit, internet penetration allows for access. Smartphones, the cost of smartphones are dropping rapidly. In the past, when it rolled out, you needed to be HNI to have a smartphone. Now it's a dime a dozen, with the Chinese also putting out variants. So that makes it easy to access financial services via mobile applications. You have also biometric authentication, which is a major issue, because the thing is, if you're going to allow customers onboard themselves, then you have to have a way of validating that they are who they are, right? So ID verification systems that have come on stream make it such that you can just become of age, decide you don't have a bank account, go to the App Store, download an application, just choose your bank essentially, download an application, install it, open an account, and it will authenticate you, whether it's based on your NIN or any other ID that you have, your address, and you get a tier 3 account instantly. People start transferring funds into your account as well. You also have things in AI. AI is helping with making systems more efficient, especially in the area of repayment prediction for lending, right? So service providers that are now looking at how they can scale up lending, increase capacity, because they no longer require human beings to do those appraisals manually and the likes of things like that. Of course, blockchain, one of our sister companies, Zone, is the pioneer in that area, allowing for seamless transaction processing with zero failures and everything that makes it efficient.
Indeed, efficiency is the word. All right, on that note, Emeka Emetarom, CEO, Core, Africa's leading banking as a service platform, or BaaS, as it's been called. I'd like to thank you for your presence here. It's good to have you with us.
Thank you very much, Nee. It was my pleasure.